Good morning and happy Monday. Welcome back to another vlog, or if you're new, welcome. My name is Jessica. It's 7:15 on Monday morning, and for today's vlog, we're going to be doing a work week in my life. Now for past vlogs, I've done just full week in my life, day in my life, couple days in my life, even weekend vlogs, but I've never done just a work week in my life. So I figured for this week we could switch up a little bit, and it's going to be kind of like past weekly vlogs, obviously, where I take you along with my work week, but we're just gonna do Monday through Friday this week, and I'm just gonna take you along through my work days. Like I said, it's 7:15 on Monday morning. I just got in the car a little bit ago. As we all know, Monday is one of my busier days of the week, so I do know I have a lot to do today. We also had Friday off because yesterday was Easter, so I had a 3-day weekend, which was nice, but sometimes 3-day weekends mean a little more work on Mondays. We'll see when we get into the office what it's looking like. It's the first full week of April, so we had closed last week. I don't really have anything too crazy this week that I can think of off the top of my head, but obviously when we get into the office, I'll look at my planner and just plan out my week and everything. So without further ado, before I hang up on too long and make myself late to the office, we're just gonna get on the road and get going with our day. But before we do, if you like what you see, if you could consider subscribing, I'd really appreciate it, and give the vlog a like so I know you enjoyed it. And let's get going to the office and get our workday started. 6 o'clock. I've been home for about half an hour now. Sorry that I didn't get any clips of the office. Obviously, one, it's Monday, so I'm pretty busy. And then two, I forgot my tripod here at home, so I wasn't able to get any clips. But it was just a pretty typical Monday, just a lot to do with payroll and just catching up after a 3-day weekend, like I said this morning. So honestly, you didn't miss too much, but like I said, I'm home now. Ryan should be getting off any minute and heading home, and I don't 100% know what we're gonna do for dinner tonight. We're trying, again, to eat a little bit healthier, so I found a couple like chicken recipes that aren't just like chicken and like rice or chicken and potatoes and a veggie, so maybe we'll try one of those. We'll see what he wants to do when he gets home. It's probably gonna be a pretty typical evening since last night was Easter. Like I said this morning, I didn't wash my hair last night, so I am planning on washing it tonight. I do have the Padres game on right now. Baseball started back up, so I have the game on the TV, and I think what I'm going to do is probably start getting everything off my phone onto my computer for this week's YouTube video, just to kind of get a little bit of a head start on the editing. You'll have already seen this week's video by the time this is posted, but it is another empties video, so it should be fairly easy to edit. Like I said before multiple times, easier to edit sit down videos than to edit vlogs, so it shouldn't be too bad editing wise, but I do still want to get a head start on it just because I would rather start earlier in the week. Then maybe I'll have a little bit of free time this weekend to do other things if I want. Anyways, because I want to do that, I'm going to stop yapping and get all the clips off of my phone onto my computer, and maybe get a little bit of editing in before Ryan gets home. And I'll catch you later, either when we're making dinner or after dinner. We'll see. Good morning. Happy Tuesday. Sorry we didn't catch up again last night. Ryan got home from work and we ended up ordering Panda for dinner, so we ate that, watched an episode of, I think it's called The Rooster. It's a new show with Steve Carell. So that was pretty much our evening, but before he got home, I did end up getting all the clips for this week's video onto my computer, so I didn't do any editing, but we have a good head start. It was pretty much a pretty chill evening. After we ate dinner, we kind of like hung out on the couch, watched some TikToks for a little bit, and just spent a little bit of time together, and then I went to bed, did a little bit of reading. It's 7:15 this morning. I'm running a little bit late, but that's because, as you can tell, I kind of am trying to do the wavy thing today. When I was washing my hair last night, I was like, you know what? I haven't done it in a while. Let's try like with actual products. So I did do that last night, and it doesn't look so bad. I did do the pineapple kind of thing when I fell asleep, but my hair was still a little damp. I should have probably used my diffuser to dry it all the way, but I didn't, and so it was a little damp when I fell asleep. And honestly, I didn't do it super tight, which I don't think you're supposed to, just because you don't want any like kinks from the hair tie. But my hair was looking a little rough this morning, and I could have just like tried to like straighten it all out really quick, but I was like, you know what, let me just wet it and scrunch it a little bit more and see what happens. So this is what it's looking like right now. It's still wet just because I obviously can't dry it since Ryan's still sleeping. We'll see how it dries throughout the day. I do have my hair oil in my purse. Hopefully that helps with any frizz that happens since I'm not using my diffuser and I'm letting it air dry, but I'm running a little behind this morning. So I'm gonna get on the road and head to work. It's Tuesday, so it's gonna be another busy-ish day, but hopefully we can get everything done. And I do have my tripod, so we'll get an office clip in there for you. But I'm gonna head to the office, get some coffee, get some breakfast, get started with work, and I will catch you later. 10 o'clock and a little later than I would like to be going to bed, but it's fine. Sorry we didn't catch up after work today. Ryan ended up getting off around the same time as me, so we actually jumped on the phone basically the whole drive home. And then we got home, showered, and I made dinner. We tried a new like chicken orzo recipe. I will have it linked down below. I was a little nervous because the last time we did an orzo recipe, it didn't really work out very well, but this one came out perfectly. It was really good. Definitely will be making again. And then I sat on my computer and I actually did a little bit of editing. So I am pretty proud of myself for doing that. And like I said, yeah, it's a little bit later than I would like to be going to sleep, but I did some editing. So honestly, I'm not too mad about it. But I just brushed my teeth and now I'm doing my skincare and I'm going to get in bed and do a little bit of reading. We're still working on Mate, which I started, I think, right before the last vlog. And I think I'm about 50-ish% of the way through the book now, if I remember correct from last night. I could be wrong. I'm enjoying it, but it's definitely like 180 from reading Project Hail Mary, which is the last book I read. But it's good and it's a little bit quicker of a read. I think I'll get through this one a little bit quicker just because it's a little bit easier of a read. There's not like sciencey terms or anything like that in there. Don't get me wrong, I went through Project Hail Mary fairly quickly, but it was also a larger book, so it took me a little bit of extra time to get through it. But anyways, yeah, it was a pretty productive night. Like I said, we had a new dinner recipe that worked out and was really good. I got some editing in and I'm going to do a little bit of reading before falling asleep. My hair is still looking okay after today. I am going to try to do the pineapple bun method again tonight. I think last night I might have done it a little too loose. The hair tie was almost out of my hair when I woke up this morning, but I also don't want to do it too tight because I don't want to have a kink in my hair from the hair tie. So we'll see. I'm going to try to do that again tonight. Also, I think I'm just going to wear my hair wavy until I wash it Thursday night. So we'll wear it again wavy tomorrow and Thursday, and then we'll wash it Thursday night and probably blow dry it straight for Friday. We'll see. Maybe I'll feel different Thursday night and I'll wear it wavy again. But anyways, I'm gonna get in bed and do some reading and I will catch you tomorrow. Happy Wednesday. It's about 1:30 and I just had to go run and drop something off at FedEx, and I decided while I was out I was going to grab lunch. I did bring a frozen meal today, but I was like, you know what? I'm already out. I'm just gonna grab something. And so I went to Taco Bell, got a Crunchwrap Supreme taco and a beefy 5-layer burrito and also a Baja Blast. So I just got back to the office and I'm going to head upstairs and get back to work and eat my lunch. Just figured I'd do a little check-in and say it's just been a pretty normal Wednesday so far. Honestly, nothing too crazy, which is always good. So I do have some invoices to take care of this afternoon, so I'm going to do that. And just anything else that comes my way before the end of the day. So I do have about 3-ish hours left in the day, so just gonna bust out what I can. So anyways, going to head upstairs, eat my lunch, and get back to work. And I will check in with you at the end of the day or later tonight at some point, but I will catch you later. Sorry we didn't catch up yesterday after work. I left a little after 4:30, got home, Ryan was off already, and we kind of just hung out for a little bit. We did some laundry, reset the litter box, and then made chicken salads for dinner, which I am actually really hungry this morning. So I do need to run upstairs and get some breakfast going. But it's pretty typical evening, so nothing too crazy, but it's a little before 8 o'clock. I'm actually at work on time today, which is great. So like I said, I'm gonna head upstairs and get ready for the day, get some coffee, go and get some breakfast. Today is the last day of the waves. I wet my hair a little bit more this morning to try to like fix them a little bit. So we'll see how that goes. But anyways, I'm gonna head upstairs and get going with the day. So I'll catch you later. But I figured we could do a little catch up since we haven't chatted since this morning, and I'm gonna make it quick because it's already after 10, so I do need to fall asleep. Had a pretty typical day at work, nothing too crazy. It's just been one of those pretty chill weeks, honestly, where obviously I have things to do, but nothing really urgent has come up to like sidetrack me, so that's always good. So I left work on time, which I've been doing pretty good about leaving on time lately, which is always nice. And it did take me a little bit longer to get home. It took me a little over an hour just because there were a couple accidents on the way home. But I made it home around 5:45-ish and hung out with Ryan for a little bit, and then we went and got dinner with some friends. We went and got some Mexican, so I had a margarita, had some ceviche, had some rolled tacos, and we just hung out for a little bit and then got home and I showered, washed my hair. I have already blow dried it. As you can see, we're gonna wear it straight for the next few days until I wash it again. And like I said, now I'm getting ready to head to bed. It's almost 10:30, so I really do need to be getting to sleep. Luckily, since tomorrow is Friday, there's usually not as much traffic in the morning, so hopefully it won't take me too long to get to work and maybe I can sleep in a little bit. We'll see if that actually happens, but I'm going to get in bed and do a little bit of reading before I fall asleep, and then I will just see you tomorrow morning. Morning and happy Friday. We made it through another week. It is a little after 8, so I'm running late, but I stopped and grabbed some Starbucks on my way into work because I had a couple gift cards. So I was like, you know what, I'm gonna treat myself. So I got a latte and I got a breakfast sandwich to start off my morning. I'm now going to head into the office and get started with work for the day. Like I said, it's Friday, so we're just gonna be finishing some stuff up before the weekend. I shouldn't be too busy, but you never know, things might pop up. But anyways, since I'm running late, I'm gonna get back on the road, get to the office, and I'll catch you later. Just got home from work. It's a little after 5:30. Little catch up from the day. It was pretty typical Friday, just finishing up things like I said before the weekend, but Ryan did get off early today, so we met up and got lunch together. We went to Board and Brew and ate some lunch and spent a little bit of time together, and then he came home and I went back to work and finished out the work day. So again, I was able to leave at 4:30, which is nice. Able to leave at work on time all week, which is always good. I think I said this morning, I've been better about leaving work on time and not staying late unless I like absolutely have to, so that's good. But like I said, I just got home and I'm gonna head upstairs and get with Ryan, and we're going to, I think, do salmon for dinner. We were gonna do the salmon last night, but then we ended up going out to dinner, so we're gonna do it tonight instead with some sort of veggie and maybe rice. I don't know, we'll see what we're feeling. I am already kind of hungry. We did lunch at like 1-ish, which is around the time that I usually eat lunch, but I didn't really snack today, which I usually snack a little bit more during the day. So I think that's probably partly why I'm hungry. So we're gonna eat dinner, and then I do need to do some editing. So that's the plan for tonight, is just to sit at the computer and edit. But I do need to get upstairs, shower, we'll figure out dinner. We'll probably eat sooner than later. And then I'm just gonna spend the night editing, maybe I'll play a little bit of video games, and obviously we're gonna do some reading. So it's gonna be a pretty typical night. We are probably gonna stay up a little bit later than usual since it is a Friday, even though Ryan works early tomorrow. We'll see, but I'm gonna go upstairs and just get ready for the evening, and we'll see where it takes us. 10:30 now. Like I said earlier, I got home and just came upstairs and kind of hung out with Ryan for a little bit since he was already off. We ended up doing salmon, potatoes, zucchini, and squash, as you saw for dinner, which that was literally 3 different recipes that we followed, which was a little chaotic going back and forth between the recipe tabs on my phone. I really need to, I think, get some of these recipes we do on a regular basis written down somewhere. And even though it was a little bit chaotic going back and forth on all the recipes, it was a fairly easy dinner. Anyways, I will have the recipes linked down below for everything that we had for dinner tonight. It was really good. We just ate that while we watched an episode of Scrubs, and then we did watch some of the baseball game. And then I've just been sitting at my computer for a little bit doing editing. I do think that the video is mostly done, like the main edits, but I am going to obviously just finish it tomorrow, watch through it a few times, just make sure everything is good, that any text or anything that I want to add is added, and hopefully I can have it finished tomorrow night before I go to bed. That way it's all ready to go for Sunday. Ryan's on the computer and he does work early tomorrow, but I think I'm gonna sit on the couch and maybe do a little bit of reading while he's gaming, just because I kind of want to take a little bit of a break from the computer. So I'm going to read a little bit of Mate, see if maybe one of the cats will hang out with me, and just do that to unwind and relax for the rest of the evening. So that's kind of my plan, and then we'll see if I get back on the computer, if I just get into bed and go to sleep. I am going to end the vlog here. Thank you so much for spending the work week with me. I hope y'all enjoyed seeing what a typical-ish work week looks like for me. Since this wasn't like the very beginning or very end of the month, it was, like I said, pretty typical, nothing too crazy, just 8 to 4:30 work days. So it was all in all a decent work week. We got everything done that we needed to. Obviously, there's always things to be done, so there's definitely going to be things waiting for me Monday morning. But my thought process is always, if I can't finish it before I leave at 4:30, then it can typically wait till the next day, because I am fairly good about prioritizing the things that are a little more important and doing those first. So typically, if there's anything at the end of the day, end of the week that needs to be done, it's not as time sensitive, and it can typically wait till the next day or the next week if needed. So all in all, it was, like I said, a good week, just a lot of work, but we made it through. Like I said, I'm going to end the vlog here. So thank you so much for being here and for hanging out with me. If you enjoyed this work week in my life, be sure to give the vlog a like, and don't forget to subscribe if you haven't already done so. I'd really appreciate it. If you want to see more just work week, Monday through Friday vlogs, definitely let me know in the comments down below, and I will see you in the next video. Bye.